up United 2-1. Do you know what it is with Mount? Even today, like he had opportunities where you think I might score here. Yeah. For some reason,
he can't strike a ball.
I don't even think he strikes bad. Everything he does gets blocked. I don't
he's
really.
This Pinnock guy, actually, now that you reminded me, Ted, this Pinnock guy, he thought he was Rio Ferdinand. He thought it was Vidic. He thought it was Sergio Ramos. That guy got his head on everything. He put his body on the line, got every block. The Chelsea guys, I know you guys didn't watch it, but I promise you, go watch the highlights. Every single highlight in that game, you're going to see Pinnock block it.
Yeah, Pinnock was on a mad one today.
What I saw today.
I know they
lost. Jamaica's best centre-back. Let's flip and go.
Bro, I know they lost, and maybe
where in England was he born? Where in England was he born, KJ?
Somewhere in England. I don't know.
I am telling you, this guy looked like prime Maldini today. I swear to God. At some point, the commentators, I don't know if they say it, if it's the same commentators on Sky, but where I'm watching it, Pika, they were saying, is there more than one Pinnock on the pitch? Because everywhere we cross, we shoot, he was there. He was absolutely world class today. And by the way, big up to Maguire, because I rarely ever get to say this. Maguire today, I'm not gonna lie, the guy looked class. You might be laughing, but I swear him and Evans, I know
it's that Leicester chemistry, bro. It's that Leicester chemistry, bro.
It's 2023. It should have been starting for us, but they're absolutely class.
I'm gonna say this about Maguire. Listen, the biggest go back to what I said about one of them gone, because I felt that because of what's gone on and the confidence and the way the fans were on him, he'd be done at United. If he could get back to the form he showed when he first joined Man United, he's a very good defender. He's still not an £80 million defender, but he was first 18 months, he was very good at this football club, and no one will ever convince me otherwise. But look what happens when you drop someone, you take him out of the limelight. So even like rival fans last season and the early part of this season, whenever he touched the ball, would boo. You notice that because he's not been in the limelight for a while, no one was booing him today. This is, again, why you take Rashford out the limelight. It's why you take Onana out the limelight, managing people and knowing what to do with them and how to do it. Something I listened to in the Beckham documentary. A lot of rivals, I'm not watching that Beckham thing, it's all Man United. Then you'll never understand. Like, the amount of times I talk about United and people don't understand what we're speaking about. You've got to educate yourself. Beckham said that when he scored the goal from the halfway line against Wimbledon, first thing Fergie said to him in the dressing room is, no interviews, don't talk to no one. And it was because the manager knew there was going to be this media onslaught to propel him to stardom. And it's like, we need to prepare you for this before you actually face it. The same works in reverse when it's negative. You have to know when to take players out the firing line. And if you, for instance, drop Rashford, and even if you need a goal for 2, 3, 4 games, he's not featuring, he's not around. When he eventually comes back in, as long as we're not still losing, which you might better turn around, the pressure goes away, and suddenly everyone isn't, because what's happening is I'm desperate for Rashford to score to get his form back. So everybody, whether you hate him or like him, there's a pressure on him to deliver, and he ain't coping with it well. And whether you like him or not is irrelevant. I just want Man United to win fucking football matches. Yeah. Super chat here says Chelsea just needed a shirt sponsor to start playing well. At the moment, Onana looks like a downgrade on David De Gea. He definitely needs benching. Big up is what Zane says here. Yeah, you bought your shirt before the shirt sponsor, Don.
No, I actually wanted it like this because I like the classic look without the sponsor.
Oh, yeah, yes. Yeah, all shirts look better without them. Yeah. Get in. I'm not moaning. We won. I was tired of losing. Today we won. Just fix it going forward. I like that. I like that, Ray.
You know,
I'm
upset, actually. I'm upset that the team broke KJ. When KJ comes on here and I'm more positive than him, that's when you know there's something wrong. They broke my boy. My boy came on here and he said paper over the cracks. And I actually disagreed with him. I didn't get the chance to talk about it. But my boy KJ...
Speak about it. That's what we're here for.
All right. So to KJ's point, I actually don't think it's papering over the cracks. I think...
I never said it paper over cracks, though. I didn't.
Wait,
I didn't
did you say
that.
that? Or what did you say? You said something.
I said it. I said it.
Was it Dizzy? My bad.
Yeah.
But you basically said, KJ, you're not happy. Like, you're happy with the comeback, but like you want a counter-attacking football. You don't think it's working. You basically don't like what's going on. And I hear you. But I think if you're being very honest, when you look at the performances at the beginning of the season compared to the last 2 defeats and today, technically it could have been a defeat. The manner of the loss was different. We were picking up points or losing points at the beginning of the season while purely playing bad, not keeping the ball. Now we're keeping the ball, but not getting the right result. We had 1-0 again. We lost 1-0 to Palace. We lost to Galatasaray that we should have never lost. And today could have been one of those. We were actually keeping the ball, so we fixed a few things. but still there's a few more tweaks that need to be happening. So like the front line as an example, we're keeping the ball. I think Dizzy said that you're keeping the ball without doing anything with it. And I think it's mainly coming down to the front three that we have. Yes, we looked a little bit better when Anthony came on, in my opinion, like Cam said, but it still wasn't enough. Rashford wasn't good, but then Garnacho was good. So you can tell that something could be changed there, and you're going to be a little bit more threatening. Also, the back line. I mean, every time we get someone back, someone's out. Someone in, someone out. And I think the minute we get a left back, today we had to put Lindelof technically as a left back, and we set as a three in the back a lot when Delo was going up. So he has to accommodate so much to some of the absences that we have. So I am being very honest when I tell you this, and you know, KJ, that I'm very honest. I'm very critical when I say this, but I actually see an improvement. Even if we lost today, I would have still said the same. We are losing games and conceding goals down to individual errors. And that's not so much on the manager. Maybe you can argue the manager because he either bought them in or he chose to play them. You can look at it like that. By the end of the day, Ten Hag wasn't in goal, and when he didn't save that. Ten Hag wasn't Casemiro when he gave away the pass. Same as the Galatasaray games. When Onana made that pass, that wasn't Ten Hag who made the pass. When Delo got bodied by Zaha, it wasn't him that let the ball bounce about 3 times. So you know what I'm saying? It's still individual errors that are costing him. But I think the manager overall, he is coaching games better than he did in the beginning of the season. And I think today, Amrabat being in the midfield reflected it a lot. Does he still need to change a few things? Yes. I still speak about the Casemiro thing. I think Rashford should be benched for what's his name, for Garnacho. I don't even like Garnacho, but Garnacho, this is the 3rd game in a row where he comes in. He's doing one thing very good. He's getting the ball in the box. And I love that because he used to just cut and shoot. I used to hate that. He's actually doing one of the things that I always wanted him to do. So I feel like after the international break, we get a couple left backs back now to start there. Varane, whatever the hell's going on with him, he'll be back. And then the midfield gets fixed a little bit because Amrabat is in, and then you have options with Maino being back. Casemiro, I don't think he should start, but he's still going to be an option. You have enough options. I think this last-minute winner not only brings us up, the mentalities up, we're going to have the personnel to actually go on a run now when we come back from the international break. Nothing crazy to push us to title runs and all that. That's what I'm saying.
I get you.
But I think we go up from here. I think we've seen the worst, in my opinion, because of the injuries and all that.
You know what it is? Yeah, listen, if the players come back, like Luke Shaw obviously is a big miss, and then all the other players that are injured come back in our back line, especially come back, and then we play this way of playing and then start to improve. I'm here for it. But the reason why I said what I said is because I'm looking at it long term. I'm looking at just over the last how many years that we've been in this rut of being good, being bad, being good, being bad. When have we been at our best? And it's literally when we've been at our best is pragmatic, really good at transition, really good at counterattacking, using the space to our advantage. Right now, we're trying to play this possession-based football. Not enough space. A lot of our players like space, so they're finding it difficult. I'm just thinking long term, what would be the best to get out of the whole squad? Now, when everyone's back, that might change, but I want Ten Hag to play the best football that he can. Like I really do. But I also want our team to win games, and long term, I think that's probably the best way.
But KJ, you know what it is right now. I get what you're saying, but you're looking at it. You got to decide. You personally, I mean, it's up to you. I'm not saying say it to us right now, but you got to decide. Are you looking long term or short term? What do you think is more suitable for this team? Because the way you said it, it's big. You know, when someone when you start going back to the gym after a while, and the first week is so hard, you're like, oh, after I don't want to. I'm so tired.
But you know.
I don't want to do all that. But then eventually, when it becomes a habit and you start getting fit, it becomes easier. The workouts are less painful. You're less sore. This is what we're going through right now. These are the growing pains. But you know what? Whether you believe in it long term or not, I don't believe in it long term in terms of we're all of a sudden going to become such a great team and we're going to compete for titles, because I still think we have an issue with our spine. But I think if you want better football with KJ, you have to accept some of these results.
I agree. You have to go through growing pains. I've been saying that Man United shouldn't sack Ten Hag, and we need to go through pain to get to where he wants to get to. But for me personally, it's very difficult for me to be like, all right, cool, we will 100% get through that. I'm not too sure. You know what I'm saying? And to get through the pain, I think the best way is to go back to what the players are just really good at. And you know, I'm not. People might say, "Oh, you this, that, and the third." I don't mind counter-attacking football. I don't mind it. You know what I mean?
It's up to you to decide.
You know what I mean? The reason why it upsets people is because I don't like the word counter-attacking or pragmatic. I don't mind it, so I'm cool with it. If our players were more like, let's say, Tottenham squad, where they're literally naturally built to play a certain way, I'm cool with that. Our
But
players,
you know what?
because it's so sorry, Deezer, I'll let you go now.
No,
Because our players are so molded into one like set play, and our club has taken so long to get through all the players we don't need to bring in the players we do need. I'm sitting there just like, yo, go to do what we're good at, like do what we used to be good at, and then go from there. But
you
yeah,
know, like I said, was good, but I feel like the truth lies in between somewhere where what both of you are saying. I think at the top teams, regardless of how you dice it, whether you want to change your style of play, whether you believe in your philosophy, or you're trying to move the team towards a direction or not, you have to win games. You have to get results, because at the end of the day, it's a results-based business. And if you go on a run of 6-7 weeks of atrocious football and losing games every week, you won't get the chance to implement your style of football.
Bro, look how he was jumping today. Look how Ten Hag was jumping today, bro. That man.
Yes, exactly. And this is my point. People keep telling me, oh, you're wrong to say he might get sacked. I was like, hang on. We lost 12 games in 62 matches last season. If we'd have lost today, to have been at 7 defeats in 11 games, how are you not staring down the barrel of being sacked? And I agree that we haven't been awful in all these matches. We weren't awful against Palace when we lost. I still can't believe we lost to Galatasaray, because we were actually really good in that game. But you have to win matches. I can take, again, if we'd have scored 2 goals at early stages in the game and won 2-1 today, most people would probably say we performed well, based on the possession, based on how little like clear-cut chances they had. We've got to take some of these chances sooner. Again, another game where 25 minutes into the game where we conceded, we've been the better team. If we'd have scored early, it would have been a different football match. So I'm all up for the manager implementing this style of play. And maybe what I said at the beginning of the video isn't completely right. Maybe it's not about him completely changing. Maybe it's adapting slightly. But the thing that is right is personnel. Because if Casemiro keeps making mistakes, Onana keeps making mistakes, if Rashford keeps drawing blanks, continuing to play them, and I understand the whole team's in form and Rashford isn't, keep playing him, get him into form. But when you've got 3, 4, 5 players out of form, you can't keep fucking picking them all. That's the insanity in this process, because you will end up sacked and then it all counts for nothing. You know, the manager's still got to make the right decisions here. Derek says Rashford, Casemiro, Bruno need to be dropped. Pellistri and Hannibal need to start the next 2 games.